Specific, you need to be specific.
I like that.
Specific enough in the question.
New York City, July 2026. The city that never sleeps was buzzing with its usual electric energy. But something was different tonight. Something extraordinary was about to happen at Madison Square Garden. The lights dimmed. The crowd of 20,000 erupted. And on stage, surrounded by glittering lights and a sea of screaming fans, stood the biggest pop star in the world, Taylor Swift. But this wasn't just any concert. This was the Eras Tour's final night in New York City. And Taylor Swift had something special planned. In the VIP section, surrounded by security and celebrity guests, sat a young woman who had just conquered the tennis world. Alex Eala, the 21-year-old Filipina sensation who had dethroned Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon, who had climbed to world number 28, who had become the first Filipino to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam, was in the house. She had been invited by Swift herself. The tennis world was stunned. How did a tennis player from the Philippines catch the attention of the biggest pop star on the planet? What did Swift see in Eala that made her extend a personal invitation? And what happened inside Madison Square Garden that left New York speechless? The answer lies in a story that bridges sports and music, that connects a young Filipino historic journey with the world's biggest superstar. Welcome to RallyVerse. The invitation came quietly. A private message. A personal invitation from Taylor Swift's team to Alex Eala and her family. The request was simple. Attend the Eras Tour's final night in New York City, meet Taylor Swift backstage, and watch the concert from the VIP section. Eala was in New York for a series of promotional events ahead of the U.S. Open. She was preparing for the North American hardcourt swing. She had no idea that her schedule would include the biggest pop star on the planet. Alex was completely shocked, her coach Joan Bosch later revealed. She has been a fan of Taylor Swift for years. She grew up listening to her music. To receive a personal invitation, it was surreal. The invitation came at a pivotal moment in Eala's career. She had just climbed to world number 28. She had become the first Filipino to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam. She had received a presidential citation from Ferdinand Marcos Jr. She had been called the biggest draw in women's tennis. But this was different. This was crossover appeal. This was the recognition of a global superstar who had taken notice of a young athlete's incredible journey. Taylor Swift has a history of recognizing incredible athletes. She has invited basketball stars, football players, and gymnasts to her concerts. But never before had she invited a tennis player, especially one from the Philippines. The tennis world was buzzing. Fans took to social media to express their shock and excitement. Alex Eala and Taylor Swift? This is the crossover we never knew we needed. One fan wrote, "Queen supporting Queen." Another posted, "But the real surprise was yet to come to S.O. What connects a tennis player from the Philippines to the biggest pop star in the world?" The answer lies in something deeper than music, something deeper than sports. It lies in their shared stories of resilience, determination, and never giving up. Taylor Swift has built her career on storytelling. Her songs speak of heartbreak, triumph, and the courage to keep going despite the odds. She has faced criticism, public feuds, and personal struggles, but she has always come back stronger. Alex Eala's story is strikingly similar. She left her family at 13 years old to train in Spain. She faced doubt, criticism, and the weight of an entire nation on her shoulders. She overcame every obstacle to become the first Filipino to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam. Both women have proven that success isn't about where you come from. It's about what you're willing to sacrifice to achieve your dreams. I think Taylor saw something in Alex that reminded her of herself, said a source close to Swift's team. A young woman who refused to accept limitations, who kept fighting even when the odds were against her, who never gave up on her dream. Swift is also known for her generosity and her support of young women. She has a history of mentoring rising stars and celebrating their achievements, extending an invitation to Eala. The invitation also speaks to Eala's growing global appeal. She is no longer just a tennis player. She is a symbol of hope, resilience, and the power of dreams. She has captured the imagination of millions around the world. And now, she had captured the attention of the biggest pop star on the planet, escorted them to the VIP section. The crowd of 20,000 was already buzzing when Eala was spotted. Word spread quickly. Alex Eala is here. The whispers traveled through the arena like wildfire. Cameras turned toward the VIP section. Phones were raised. The recognition was immediate and overwhelming. And then the concert began. Taylor Swift performed her hits. The crowd sang along. But the moment that left New York speechless came during the acoustic set. Swift paused her performance. She walked to the edge of the stage and looked directly at the VIP section. I want to take a moment to acknowledge someone very special in the audience tonight, Swift said. The crowd fell silent. Her name is Alex Eala. She's a tennis player from the Philippines. And she has just done something incredible. She became the first Filipino to reach the 4th round of Wimbledon. She beat the defending champion on center court. She climbed to world number 28. And she did it all with grace, with determination, and with an unshakable belief in herself. The crowd erupted. Eala, visibly overwhelmed, covered her face with her hands. I have been following her journey, Swift continued. And I have to tell you, it's one of the most inspiring stories I have ever heard. She left her family at 13 years old to chase a dream. She trained in Spain. She faced doubt. She faced criticism. But she never gave up. Swift paused. The arena was completely silent. And tonight, I want to dedicate this song to her. This is Long Live, a song about the moments that define us, about the people who believe in us, about the courage to keep going no matter what. Eala was in tears. Her parents hugged her. The crowd sang along, their voices filling Madison Square Garden. It was a moment that transcended tennis. It was a moment that celebrated the power of dreams. The moment Swift acknowledged Eala, social media exploded. The clip went viral within hours. News outlets around the world picked up the story. The Eala Swift phenomenon was born. Fans created memes. They shared videos. They celebrated the unlikely connection between two women from very different worlds. Alex Eala is proof that dreams really do come true, one fan tweeted. From cracked courts in Quezon City to being acknowledged by Taylor Swift at Madison Square Garden. What a journey! Another wrote, Taylor Swift recognizing Alex Eala is the crossover we didn't know we needed. Two queens supporting each other. The recognition also meant something deeper. It meant that Eala's story was reaching people who had never watched a tennis match in their lives. It meant that her message of hope, resilience, and determination was spreading far beyond the sport she loved. Eala later shared her thoughts on the experience. I still can't believe it happened, she said. Taylor Swift is one of the most incredible artists in the world. To be acknowledged by her, to have her dedicate a song to me, it was surreal. It was something I will never forget. She also spoke about what the moment meant for the Philippines. It's not just about me, she said. It's about every Filipino who has ever dreamed of achieving something big. It's about showing the world that Filipinos can compete with the best, that we can succeed on the global stage. The moment also had a profound effect on Swift herself. The pop star reportedly spent time with Eala backstage after the show, talking about their shared experiences and the challenges of success. Taylor was genuinely moved by Alex's story, a source said. She said that Alex reminded her of herself at that age, hungry, determined, and unwilling to accept anything less than greatness. The night at Madison Square Garden was more than just a concert. It was a celebration of dreams, a recognition of resilience, A moment that brought together two women from very different worlds who shared a common story of determination. For Eala, the invitation from Taylor Swift was a validation of everything she had achieved. It was proof that her journey mattered, that her story was worth telling, that she had inspired people far beyond the tennis court. But she didn't let the moment distract her. She was already looking ahead to the U.S. Open. I will compete in the Wimbledon DC Open in Washington from July 27th to August 2nd, she said. Then the National Bank Open in Toronto. Then the Cincinnati Open. And finally, the U.S. Open. She added, the work is just beginning. I have to keep improving, keep fighting, keep proving that I belong among the best. From the cracked courts of Quezon City to Madison Square Garden. From a 13-year-old girl alone in Spain to being acknowledged by the biggest pop star in the world. For being told she couldn't do it to standing on the brink of Grand Slam glory. Alex Eala has defied every expectation. And now, with Taylor Swift's words echoing in her ears, she is ready to take the next step. Laban lang. Always. And remember, on RallyVerse, we bring you the stories that define the sport, the drama, the moments, the connections that change everything. Stay tuned for more.